Guys, I just want to apologize right now for the lack of content. My camera died. It's been a crazy day. My dad came up and helped me build some spark plugs because I made a hit on the street against a guy Thursday night and it backfired and was popping. So I'll show you what happened in that first picture of those spark plug wires. So as farmer, he's built spark plug wires for well motors for years. So he brought his tools over. We got some 8mm spark plug wire and we built our own, and it worked great. But we showed up at the track, everything, I mean, it worked out to where we rolled right in there at the time. I had a ton of stuff going on. I was trying to help manage all this stuff and get things done and get that bucket of bolts, make a test pass. Test pass number one, I blew the tire off. Literally, the tire didn't hold. I went a 1.960 foot just smoking the tire. I gathered it back up and still managed a 720, and so there's times. But I did set a personal best that night in second round. I was really excited about that, but I lost. So spoiler alert right there, but watch the video. You're gonna see that thing take out. And anyway, we had a good time. We had a low car count. This was a car that was gonna be in the street class, and it was a rough night. So I had to go to the parts store, get a new belt because it shredded the belt. I barely made it back for round one. Someone drew for me and I missed the chip draw. So guys, I missed a lot of content, but there were some test passes that I got earlier. That's Brian and his Camaro. He's in the Outlaw class. But here comes the explanation, and I believe this is round two. So guys, enjoy.
Is not entirely uncommon for girls in junior high.
But what local 8th grader does that, plus something you probably wouldn't expect?
They're kind of like, oh, you do that? Like, Just you.
Coming up tomorrow night, right here on KMR Local 4, you're going to meet 13-year-old competitive drag racer Natalie. You're going to hear from her and her father, Ryan, on how exactly she got into a very rare competitive sport for her age and the impact that it's had on their family. More than meets the eye. That is coming up tomorrow night. Well, the weather may...
So, guys, what you just watched was both of my kids in the final round at 2 o'clock in the morning last Sunday morning. It was a long weekend. We were out at the track a lot Friday night, a long time. You know, Duke took third, which is ironic because Addison had to go through a track champion in her junior from a young man in New Mexico to whose dad I lost to Friday night, and he ended up going into first place, and he's the number one place. He's the current leader on the street class. So we were kind of battling it out with those folks over the weekend, but we had a great time. We had a wonderful, it was just amazing, guys. I've been dreaming about that day to have both of my kids in a final round ever since we started, ever since the opportunity with Addison coming in to drive juniors. And, you know, people were asking, you know, who you think's going to win? And I'm like, you know, my youngest I thought was going to win. Honestly, just to tell you the truth, 003, 008 on the tree, her lights have been killer. My oldest just kind of been struggling. Things, you know, she has to work extremely hard for what she gets, and she works her butt off. But, you know, it was funny because at the end of the video, you can't see it, but I just take off. And I ran the whole length of the track. That golf cart was not going to get me there quick enough. And people were worried something was wrong, and I'm like, nothing was wrong. I just wasn't setting on that golf cart for that slow ride down to pick them up. I needed to be there now. And by golly, I got there before they shut the cars off. So I was there when they got out of the cars. My youngest was there first, and she was crying for her sister. She finally did it. She finally did it. That's all she could say. And we got her out of there. Got her out of that car and gave her a big hug. About that time, her sister pulls up. And she hops out of her car, and I have arms wide open, and she just kind of jumps into my arms. And we were excited. And we sat down there for a while and just took it all in and just enjoyed the ride back and just soaking all of that up. I don't know if it'll ever happen again, but it happened, and I'm extremely grateful for that. And so what a weekend. It was a great weekend, and it was an amazing weekend. We had a blast. We had a great time. I obviously don't record a lot of the junior dragster footage. Guys, it's just, it's bracket racing. You know, I love my kids to do. It's just not something that I feel is highly entertaining down the series. You know, the points race, can we maintain that lead? I don't know. We've lost it a couple times. So maybe I'll keep you guys updated on that, since, you know, I have actually brought this onto the channel a little bit now. And, you know, it is something I do as a family. So there's a lot of times where I don't get to run Duke, or I'm not getting able to do what I want to do because, you know, I'm dealing with it. And if the kids are running, you know, Duke's going to be at home. So, and that was just my get-go that was my decision from the get-go. As they get older, there will be some change. Ballard's coming with the Mustang. So things always change. I'll probably be selling a Junior before too long, and I don't know, we'll figure out what we're gonna do there. Not because I want to, just as they grow up and age out. So I may be handing down those S10 keys. Who knows? We'll see. But it'll be what it'll be. I'm not worried about it. We'll figure it out. So, guys, thanks for watching. God bless.